welcome to Pissed Off Moms. I'm Jill.
And I'm Tiffany.
And today's episode is on Facebook and Facebook etiquette.
Okay, let me just give you a quick warning. If you hear any kind of noises, we are sorry about that. This is where we're at. Unless you want to sponsor us, donate a studio. We have kids running around. We have
babysitters.
Babysitters. Yeah, that would be good.
But you have to babysit the husbands too.
Yeah, we have snoring. We have snoring. So we're doing this. We put this off for a year because of circumstances. And
we had 3 episodes that we've recorded today. 2 someone erased.
And then we had no sound.
No, we had no sound.
Okay, so here we go. We're doing this. No matter what, we're not putting it off no more. So you may see us in a vehicle at some point during the show.
Under the table.
Here we go. Facebook etiquette.
Sure.
Etiquette. Facebook etiquette.
I think the first one should be about when you sign up for Facebook.
You should know what you're doing.
Or have a friend who actually has a lot of experience on Facebook help you get set up. There are so many privacy settings and so many things that you're probably just not aware of.
And there are veteran Facebookers that still don't know.
This is true. I've had a lot of them. Actually, my clients come to me and I help them go through and set up their Facebooks as part of my service to them. Because they probably have had Facebook longer than I have, but there are so many things about Facebook and they keep changing it, as we all know.
The biggest thing I have found is, I'll go ahead and touch on this and get this out of the way. The biggest thing I found of is places when you check into where you're at. A lot of people don't realize, oh yeah, well I'm at so-and-so's house. That also comes with a map, address, and directions.
And you can turn it off where people cannot, even though they think they're tagging you, no one else can see it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's just a lot of settings. Just kind of be aware. Also, a lot of things that you think are private on Facebook are not truly private. In this day and age with screenshots on computers, the Facebook mobile apps, especially on the iPods and the iPhones, just click, you've got a snapshot of a private conversation that is then posted as a picture to Facebook.
Yes.
And even if somebody doesn't post stuff to Facebook such as that, even if you're not on Facebook, if an employer or anybody were to Google something and Google your name, it can come up on Facebook, even if someone else has mentioned you on Facebook. So anything, and it doesn't matter if it's deleted, if it's digitally on the World Wide Web, it is there forever, whether you think it has truly been deleted
and
or not.
And you don't know where you're going to be in years to come. 5,
10, 15, 20 years
You say something now that you think is no big deal. A year ago, my life has changed so much in the last year that I had no idea I would be acting, you know, working on a film crew, you know, and it may be where you're small time in a business, and who knows when you're corporate, they go back and see stuff, you know, oh, we didn't know you used to party and snort cocaine off your friend's back. And I'm sure that's been posted before.
I've seen a lot of drunk, and actually I've saw one regarding cocaine one time, and I was just like,
people will post.
It was a young man. It was a young man, and I'm thinking, you know, it's
gonna bite you in the ass one day.
It is, whether it's with a future wife, your kids. And if you think technology's good now and it's tracking you now, what's it going to be like?
Right.
So, and then I think another one is airing your dirty laundry. That kind of goes into, it's going to catch up with you. You need to keep it positive. I mean, we all have bad days, and we've all made, you know, posts and stuff.
Stupid posts.
But some people do it as a regular thing.
Oh, and I have an incident where actually a family member had posted something and then thought, I better delete that because so-and-so will see it. They seen it, and just that time frame of posting it and that thought, I better delete it, it was already seen.
And it does the damage.
And people aren't aware of who all, I don't know how many times I've been in public, ran into somebody I used to go to school with or something, and they're like, oh, I love your post about your son and the stuff he gets into. Just because they're not commenting on your
doesn't
face
mean they're not seeing it, and it doesn't mean there's RSS feeds. I mean, obviously people don't follow me like they do my daughter. I have a high school daughter who is a model and an actress, And so she has a lot of Facebook friends, and they follow her. And when she updates a status, all of a sudden she'll get text because they're following her that way. So you just really never know who's watching you and not saying anything. And that is also another thing is, I don't care if you're just Joe Schmo, if you're, you know, a top star, if you're just in the business world or whatever. I think it's an excellent, and I recommend this to all my clients, is they have their regular Facebook page, the Facebook page that we all have, where you accept most of your acquaintances, your friends, co-workers, classmates, whatever. You know, I mean, you're still discriminate on who you accept. You're not going to accept a person that's got no mutual friends and they're from another country, let's say. You know, no one's going to accept that. But, you know,
they do.
And some do, and a lot of teenagers do, and I've seen it. But
a lot of adults do too.
But you know, you still
got some
want
friend happy people on Facebook. Everybody can be my friend,
and that's whatever. But
yeah.
No matter even how picky you are, you need to have. To me, I think you need to have a separate Facebook that is strictly your best friends. You know, if your mom is your best friend, or your cousin, and maybe a neighbor, not all your neighbors. You know, and like those 3 people that you talk to when you're having a problem.
I have close family members that I don't accept on Facebook.
Well, yes.
Just because you just don't, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't. You don't want the drama.
Right, but I'm talking like 30 people or less, and my daughter has this.
But in actuality, do you actually have 5 friends you can name that are really true friends? Not many people do.
Exactly.
So 30 is more than enough.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying 30 or less. Have a separate Facebook page, keep it completely private, and then you can say, you know what, today at work just bombed. You know, school, I hate the school. You know, I think my brother-in-law's a jerk, or whatever you want to say. But you know, you can say that on there, and you know that these are the people that you would actually say it to in person.
Yes.
You know, that
if you're not going to say it to someone in person, don't say it on Facebook,
because it will get back to
and my
you.
rule when I post stuff, I try to make everything positive. If I'm having a bad day and it is negative, I make it very vague, and I put a little funny spin to it or something.
But all the real personal stuff, you should have on a separate Facebook page that's got 30 or less people.
Or just don't even post your personal stuff.
Exactly, but everyone's going to. Which is why I recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Because they're going to. You know, and, you know, let that be your page you vent on.
Like you were saying, a lot of people don't know the difference between friends and acquaintances.
No, and
or
that's
contacts.
Something. Right. And
I'll tell you the whole texting, not the drunk texting, well, that's another story. The drunk Facebooking, I love it, and I really don't want people to stop doing that because it's actually...
Well, hopefully it's funny, though.
It's actually really great, and
it's entertaining.
I did that once. I Facebook buzzed.
Don't drink and drive and Facebook.
And eat.
At the same time. Really bad idea.
Don't even drink and Facebook because you will regret it. I wake up the next day and... You know, I wrote something that had nothing to do with drinking or anything, and you know, of course, I'm a lot drunk, couple drinks, and I'm
cheap date.
Yeah, and but I got on there and nothing made sense. Of course, a lot of people would say everything I say makes no sense, but everything was spelled wrong.
It didn't even make sense to you.
And I actually had to go on there and write, sorry, I've had a few drinks, and I don't normally do that, but I did write that under that post because for those who had already seen it, I didn't want them to think I was a complete dumbass and did not know how to write whatever I was trying to write.
And that's another thing. Children are going to see this, whether it be your children, somebody else's children, or whatever, which, you know, we all have to be aware there's kids on Facebook. And that's another thing, too, is...
Adults not watching. Parents not watching what their kids put on Facebook.
Yeah, and I don't think adults should be even friend requesting kids on Facebook.
I'm okay with that. My friends, my family members, my daughter actually...
but they need to also friend request the parent too. I have a...
Exactly. In the situation I'm thinking of, this was a guy that found my daughter as an actress. He didn't know who I was, so his only way to get to her was to friend her on Facebook. He friended her. I accepted because she does not accept anybody until she comes and asks me.
Right.
I did a little studying on him, found out who he was, accepted, and then I wrote him a message on through my daughter's Facebook saying, this is so-and-so's mom. So glad you friend request her. Now come and friend request me too.
Right. And if they don't, then that's a problem because if they have a problem doing that. But there's a lot of in my line of work, you know, and my daughter's friends know about it, so they'll want to friend request me, and I'll accept, but I also ask them to have their parents friend request me also. But I do not go out and friend request anyone under 18. I just think it's bad business. I think it's, you know, kids have a Facebook page to communicate with other kids, and some of these kids, which a lot of that in this industry, they will friend request producers, talent agencies or whatever, and they get into adult conversations that
and then
they really don't have no
oh my gosh, they bug these people trying to get in and in and in, and you've got parents that are just like, that's fine. Kids are tall. You know, some kids are tall. They don't have parents with the common sense to tell them this is not where you get somewhere.
No.
I've told my kids, if you do anything, you do it 120. And when you get recognition or you move up in whatever profession you're at, it's because you earned it. Not because you've kissed somebody's butt or you've slept with somebody.
Yeah,
I don't tell my kids that, but I mean, I will. I'll add the sleeping in later when they get a little older.
Right, and that's the job of their manager. I mean, if they're gonna be in it, they need to have a manager or a talent agent.
Well, this is in, you know, in any line too. You've got the kids that are big in the sports.
Right.
You've got recruiters. You've got coaches. There's just like hundreds of ways.
You have a spokesperson, you know, or sending a private message, introducing yourself is one thing, but getting on their Facebook page as a kid and getting on adults' Facebook page constantly saying, I love you, you're the greatest thing in the world, and I miss you, or I can't wait to see you again, every day, or even once a week or once a month is a little much, and it's a kind of a lack of respect.